adventure racing. Imagine being dropped off in the wilderness, somewhat like the Amazing Race, or maybe something a bit like a triathlon. It's multi-sport, but again, you're out in the wilderness, so there's no map, there's no direction to go in, and you may find yourself in an event like Primal Quest, which is an expedition-style adventure race. 10 days going across the state, canoeing, climbing, map reading, compasses, you're doing everything all on your own. Now let's bring in suffering. Now, the key part that I want to bring up here is about pain. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to suffer today. I know I was afraid to suffer before I really got into adventure racing. Now, pain may be inevitable, and suffering may be optional for some, but for those of you that are into personal development and really want to push yourself, I think they're both required. And I think in order to succeed in the world today, we have to go through a little bit of pain and suffering to get there. But let's get back to the fun stuff. Let's focus on adventure racing again. So I started out racing about 15 years ago and have continued a love affair ever since. Now, at first, I started off on shorter races. I wasn't doing those 10-day epic races yet. But eventually, I learned that racing and suffering were a little bit too uncomfortable for me. But when I started volunteering for it, it changed my whole perception. For example, the slide before, you actually saw a navigational post, and as these are going so fast, fortunately, you get to slow down when you're outdoors. But the trick is, I quickly found out when I was able to change my threshold for pain and suffering, my ability and my perspective when I came back to work completely shifted. You're sitting there with clients, you're sitting there with demands and all these challenges that have you just freaking out on a daily basis. But when you're at a race, and when I found myself volunteering, for example, I'd have someone that had a foot problem right in front of me. If I didn't help that person at that time, it didn't matter what else was going on around me. And as I've matured into becoming a project manager, the same thing has happened. I've increased my ability to suffer. Thankfully, there's not too many bloody noses in the IT world and project management. But the challenge is, it's a psychological drain. Now, if I were to go into this today, it would be like trying to sleep on a rock. It would be really uncomfortable, and I wouldn't have the perspective. But if I've been on a course for 8 days, that rock looks awfully tempting because it actually helps me elevate my head because I haven't been sleeping on the ground. Now, volunteering, why do I spend so much time volunteering? I've been doing it off and on for 15 years. It's because of all the amazing things that I've learned and all the amazing people that I've connected with. That's helped me deal with the suffering. It's helped me really evolve myself as I've been in remote regions in the wilderness, and I'm the only thing I can rely on. I don't have beer in the back room or a bathroom around the corner. I have to dig a hole if I have to go to the bathroom. Or I really have to rely on myself to really push what I'm capable and what I can achieve. So again, when you are in the world of adventure racing, it's like a little village coming together, and it's the spirit of the race which grasps you. It's ordinary people coming together to achieve amazing things. And again, we're all suffering through it. It's that camaraderie, it's that feeling of strength and spirit that you get when you realize you're not alone, that you have, if you're a racer, 3 or 4 other people backing you up. If you're a volunteer, you have a whole team of people backing you up. But again, the thing that really hit home was this past year when I came back from Primal Quest, and that's what a lot of these pictures are from. I had spent 10 days in Lake Tahoe, and I realized that this time was different. The race had been away for a few years, and I hadn't volunteered in a while. And I was suffering at work. All the demands, everything had gotten to me, but my perspective was gone. So I'm sitting there and trying to deal with all this craziness at work, and then I get back out to Primal Quest. I get back out to my family, the folks that are supporting me, and that I know I can accomplish whatever it is that I had in front of me. So this is what I challenge all of you to think about and to really push yourself into. If you're really willing to put yourself out there and reset your bar of suffering, I think if you volunteer to suffer a bit, your daily life is going to be a lot easier.